Hi Libra, welcome to your August 2018 love reading. It's Raina here. Obviously, I've laid out the cards. What happened was I got to like the 16-minute mark or something along those lines, and all of a sudden something flashed on my little screen here and it said can't record. No explanation whatsoever. That happens once in a while. There was plenty of space on the memory card, but it happened anyway. So, I mean, when these kind of things happen, it's a little bit aggravating, but what can you do? I actually investigated it, and it didn't even take any of the reading. So, back to the drawing board. This is a combination of cards. The first, or most of the cards, are from the Morgan Greer deck. And I was just going to pick one card for the challenge position, but I just, like, by rote, I just put one down from my Morgan Greer deck, and then I got one from the Wild Unknown tarot deck. And then this is from the Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. So, let us begin. It's kind of an unusual reading, I feel. And what I did when I did this the first time around is I started with the bottom card, which I rarely do. This is the foundation card. This kind of informs what the focus card is. And I got the Six of Cups, which is the soulmate card. This is also a card about the past. And as I record this, we're still in the month of July, and we're in the sun sign of Cancer, which is a sign about the past. And of course, Cancer is a water sign, so the emotions are front and center. And both of those cards in that center piece that are the key focus and the foundation card are both water sign cards. So they are dealing with your emotions, Libra. And the Six of Cups is a card of possible soulmate or someone from your past who may come into things. Oh, I didn't even think about it. Yeah. August goes into the month with a Mercury retrograde. So that could definitely be somebody that you hear from the past. Now, here's the kicker. This is the card of a happy marriage. This is in the upright position. So what it says to me is that somebody comes back from your past to threaten this happy marriage. And the marriage, when I say a happy marriage, I mean there's no major problems in it. So you may even have children together with your partner. And somehow this person comes back into your life and it makes you question your marriage. I realize that this scenario is not going to be true for every Libra person. If you are single, it can be that marriage is on your mind and you hear from that person. So I guess it could apply to single people too. But I'm going to be focusing on the scenario of somebody threatening your marriage. And the reason is because we have the Devil card up there, the Knight of Wands, and these are two cards I associate with. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. I don't want to get into that yet. I want to talk about the other cards. So, yeah, if you're single, perhaps you will meet somebody or reconnect with somebody from your past that feels like soulmate material, and that's great. But anyway, the two challenge cards that we have here, they're both fire energies. So I'm wondering if this person that you have reconnected with is a fire sign. The Knight of Wands in the top left is associated with Sagittarius, but I associate it with Aries. I really feel a strong connection to Aries, and Aries is your opposite sign. The other fire sign is Leo. The Eight of Wands is a card of forward movement, but this is in the stalled position. So that suggests to me that you may feel this strong desire to get on with your life, even if you're in a marriage. And you know what? The phrase that just popped into my mind was midlife crisis. Okay, so I don't know if any of you can relate to that with some of these cards, but a midlife crisis. And remember that for women, I didn't realize this at the time when I was, I think, in my mid-30s, and I started to notice changes within me, that perimenopause is really, I think, more of menopause than actual menopause. Okay, menopause is a time, it's like after the fact. It's not when it's going into that, you know, all those symptoms that you have. And there are all kinds of hormonal imbalances. And so you might, just like, you know, when it's that time of the month where you're feeling a little bit, I was going to say unhinged, with your reactions to things in life, this could be what is enhancing some of these desires, because this is kind of like very, you could say a little bit chaotic, the flames of passion, you know. The Two of Wands, this can speak to some kind of choice that you have to make, and maybe choosing between passion and something more quote-unquote dull, because it's predictable and it's stable. And maybe sometimes you feel, maybe you're at a point where you feel like you can't do another day of stable. If this is quite a change of pace in your typical state of being, then I would really urge you to consider the possibility that this is something that is temporary, that could be biological, and not really connected to this person being your soulmate. It could be that you feel a strong sense of passion, lust for this person, physical attraction for this person, which is, you know, that's not some crime that you're physically attracted to somebody. Acting on it is a different story. Not that it's a crime, but it can jeopardize a good marriage, and it also could hurt people, and it also could hurt yourself. And I'll get into that in a second, but I just wanted to bring that out because with this soulmate card, I do feel that sometimes people are looking so much for their soulmate that when they feel strongly about someone, they think maybe this is that person, because that person is just arousing, pardon the pun, feelings within them that they haven't felt before. And I think these things are ultimately good because they're catalysts. They help you to change. And for some people, they help you to see more clearly why your marriage, and I'm saying, when I say marriage, your committed partnership, is something to cherish. And you may have this temporary insanity where you're like really caught into this person, and you feel like this urge to like just run away with this person, and yet maybe you're going to be blessed and that isn't available for you. Maybe the universe is going to kind of put some kind of blocks, obstacles in your way. The higher message is the Knight of Wands, and this is a card of the womanizer. If we look at this as a man, which I'm going to, and this card is associated with Sagittarius, I associate it with Aries. and with your opposite sign, as I've said. And but the point being that this could be somebody who is very exciting to be around. They can be very charismatic, and they can really make you feel alive. But then you try to call them and you cannot get a hold of them because they're kind of here, there, and everywhere. And the reason I'm putting gender on this is because the court cards typically, from what I understand, connect to a certain gender. And will be, you know, also the age, they say, I guess, young male. So they might say up to the age of 30. I would say up to the age of 40, but it could even be an older guy if he's kind of immature or just youthful, if you want to look at it in a good way. However, the thing is, I'm also talking to the 81% of my current statistics of viewers are women. So for however many of you are heterosexual, we don't know those statistics. But I'm assuming that the majority will also fall into that category. And so it does bear repeating that you have to make sure that you're with someone, that you're attracted to somebody for the right reasons. Another thing that I pointed out in the first video is that women especially have been conditioned that if they feel sexual attraction to somebody, they have to be in love with them, that it has to go hand in hand, which is not true. Of course that's not true. And but there may still be women out there who think that they have to love someone that they're physically attracted to, and they may confuse that, and they may not be able to own up to the fact that they are in lust, not in love. Well, this is kind of like the practical application of an advice. The Devil card is connected to the temptations of the flesh, and you know that card is connected to Capricorn. The ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, Satan. That is the connection there. And if you think about it, you know, remember that, who was that comedian? Was it Flip Wilson or something? I mean, I was very young when I think he said it, but, you know, that comedian used to say, the devil made me do it, right? And that kind of thing is, you know, it was like a joke because people realized that that was like totally abdicating personal responsibility. And so that's the kind of thing that I want you to look at is, do you feel this sense of wanting to break out? We are dealing with the eclipses. At the time of my recording, it's right before the solar eclipse in Cancer and a few weeks before the lunar eclipse in Aquarius, where the lunar eclipse in Aquarius is going to happen in your 5th house of romance. So I'm sure a lot of you are going to be watching this in July, and so it's going to be in your future that this occurs. So I'm going to just mention this because it's going to be in your 5th house of love, in that early stages of love. An eclipse is a powerful full moon. It could take something away. So there could be, this could be like the aftermath, but you know, we can't just look on the date of the 27th or 28th of July. This could be a story that plays out in August for many people. And you have to be, especially if you're already in a committed relationship, you have to be prepared, if you're going to play with fire, that you will be caught. And full moons, lunar eclipses, that could be a time of secrets coming out on steroids. And also, on top of that, we just have this it's a long-term kind of a thing. It's not, usually with the new and full moons, we're talking about a few days when the energy is at its peak, and then there's like a 2-week window between new moons and full moons. In this case, the eclipses can last for at least a month or 6 weeks, or some people have even said 3 months, half a year, whatever. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. And what is the end game here for you? Because you have as that focus card the marriage card, happily ever after. So a lot of Libra people are not looking for drama, and you're looking for a happy home. But you could throw it all away for a fling. What is coming in is represented by the Ten of Swords. This could be for those people who thought that the Knight of Wands was somebody who was going to be there for them, and they find out otherwise. That this person was just in it for a good time, and you may have had stronger feelings. Again, though, I can't neglect this, because the Ten of Wands could be that you must have to hurt somebody. You might have to hurt your spouse. If you really feel like you're married to the wrong person, you might have to do that. And I'm not saying doing it now, but that might be the only recourse, because many Libra people are kind-hearted people. The last thing in this world they want to do is hurt anyone. Even if they're not in love with their spouse, they don't want to hurt their spouse. So they may agonize over any potential decision that involves having to leave their current partner. The outcome, Four of Wands, can be a new home, a happy home. Like purchasing a new home, but a happy home, a marriage. So that is kind of a little bit nebulous. It's not really clear to me, because for some of you, you may decide that you appreciate what you already have. For others, you may decide that you have to leave this situation because this is, what you're really looking for, and you don't have that now. Even though the marriage may be good and you don't fight, you still know that you're not with the right person. And you know that you're living a lie. So it's, I guess you could say it's all good, because for the people that this interaction with the Knight of Wands made you question your marriage, you may decide that in retrospect, you had a great thing going and you're going to keep it. For others, you may find that there's no turning back, that you have to pursue something that is more in alignment with your truth and the happiness that you feel you deserve in life. Okay, we're going to talk about this card, which is the Oracle card, Man Holding a Coin. Let's see what it says. Male connection in money, health, or value. This card shows a man sitting in a lushly flowering field holding a large, bright coin. For men, this could indicate an aspect of yourself and a readiness to further your goals and receive increased health, money, or value in your life. Greater success is on its way when you take control of your own finances and act. This card upright could also reveal the assistance of a financial advisor or healer whom you already know or are soon to meet. This man is helpful and may bring sage advice concerning the action you need to take next. Be open to this person showing up with support, but always turn to your own inner guidance to weigh the information you receive. This could also signify a new love interest with a wealthy man or a man from work. One thing that I didn't say to you is that in August, there's also there's going to be a full moon at the end of August in your 6th house of work. So that could be like you discover that this person that you are working with is somebody that is the right person for you. So I didn't want to get too far into the weeds, but I'm mentioning that because it reminded me of what I was going to say. Okay, Libra, that's what I have for you. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. My love readings do involve astrology quite a bit because it's a great way to look at two people's information and see how they click, maybe see how they clash. If you're kind of not sure about your spouse, your partner, and somebody else, that's one example of how I do that. So you can check me out. The link to my website is below. Have a great August, Libra. Bye.